Questions, of course, as always. Okay, no, I was not aware of that. Okay, from Teachable. Okay, the link is always going to be, let's see, let me just make sure I'm turned off here. I think I've got an echo. Okay, I think we're good. Let's shut off this from, there we are, from YouTube. Okay. All right, very good, very good, very good. Good to see everybody here. And let's go ahead and get started. I do have a few things I want to talk about. And we did release a new PLR package today. And this is our community-wide training. And so, we invite everybody from across the entire PLR show community. And of course, also our Ultimate Insider members are more than welcome. And then whatever questions our Ultimate Insiders have, we bump them to the top if there are questions. Now, today, I want to talk about the training I'm going to be doing in 2024, some of the plans that we have in terms of moving forward and what it is we're going to do. I'm going to try to give a bird's eye view of that. And this is still going to be relevant to everybody because a lot of this is really going to shape what we produce and how we produce it. And so without further ado, let's dive in. Again, we just released a new um, PLR video course. It's not YouTube AI tools. It's actually volume 7 of New Marketer Workshop. It is about affiliate marketing. So, and again, this course is actually available for Ultimate Insiders. I've already placed this in your account, so you already have it. And so you all will be able to dive in to that course. It should be in your account. So it's not YouTube AI tools. It is volume 7 of New Marketer Workshop. I do want to touch on something that I talked about last week, and it's about learning centers and learning communities, and kind of one of the directions I want to go in this year. And last week I talked about the fact that some people are not going to lead by training. And so one of the ways that you can lead and you can build a recurring income or build a learning center is to do a community. And some people are more oriented that way. Maybe you're good at building things like Facebook groups and things like that, and that's a good way of being able to get an audience, and to use that audience or to get or to serve that audience by giving them a learning center that you can wrap around. And it's actually principle number 10, and I'll talk about that a little bit tonight. Just as long as you remember, and I talked about this last week, it does need to be a paid community. And so if you're going to build and you're going to attract people into a community, the mistake that I've seen marketers make is that they probably wait too long in communicating that, hey, this is going to be a paid community, or they try to monetize kind of as a side benefit. And I think one of the things that you can do if you haven't built your community yet is to be signaling that it's going to be a paid community. Now, you're not going to have as big of a community when you start talking about it's going to be paid, but as you provide more value, you should expect that people are going to want to become part of your community and your learning center. So it can be a way that if you don't want to train, right? And a lot of people don't necessarily want to do a weekly workshop, which again, I still think you should be doing, even if you do build a community. If that's not necessarily the way that you want to bring people in to your marketing funnel, you might be more oriented to build a community. It's one of those things that even if you're a trainer, you should be building a community anyway. And it's something that I think you should be doing. And you may be better at building communities than you are at building um, a training, kind of a training practice. right? You may be better at that. And so that's one of the things I do want to talk about this year, in 2024. And you're just going to take your community, you wrap it around your learning center, and you still ask people for the recurring payment, but you're going to do that based on a community that you're leading and the interactions that people are having and how it's being built around the core principles that you're teaching them. Now, one thing I said last week, and I still do believe this, when I say community, it doesn't have to be in a community software, right? So I'm not necessarily talking about Circle. I'm not necessarily talking about having, school or any of those other community, and those are fine, right? They're fine in terms of community, but community is bigger than that, and it's not necessarily the software, right? It's the interaction and it's the principles that you're building around. And so at the center of it is still going to be you, right? You were still at the center of it. You were still with the one kind of outlining what the rules are, what the principles are. And it's bigger than having a particular place of software. And I talked about this last week, that some people build a community in the comments of their YouTube channel, right? Because that's where they interact with people, and that's where their people interact with each other. And so if you have interaction with people and your people are interacting with each other in a place, that's community. It doesn't have to be a software. It doesn't have to be a platform. And so you still, though, can build around that community, and you can invite people into your marketing funnel, and you can ask them to pay you on a recurring basis, again, for a community that you are facilitating wherever that happens. And so, as I say, don't default to social media. Don't run to make it a Facebook group. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with a Facebook group, but again, it's a distracted community. And so I find that communities that are part of Facebook groups, they are not necessarily very dedicated to the principles of that group, because I mean, right next to your interaction, there's going to be another Facebook group kind of staring people in the face. And um, so again, now if you have to do it, and if that's where you're most comfortable building, maybe you like to do Facebook Lives, or you maybe already have a Facebook group and you want to move it to paid. I think that's viable. I'm saying that if you haven't built a community yet and you want to add this on to what you're doing, or you want that to be the side door into your learning center, then try to avoid doing it necessarily on social media. um, Look for some things that you already have, some assets you already have. And so one of the things that I'm going to be working with Ultimate Insiders on during our 52-week training is we're going to be talking about, these elements of community, and are you building them, and how can you build them? And maybe you might already have them, right? Maybe it's across several platforms. Maybe it happens in the responses you get by email. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that people are talking to each other, but your business model may not lend itself to people talking to each other, right? So again, it's having a community element. It can be a side door into getting people in. Lots of people have vibrant communities, right? And some people are going to stay subscribed to you because the interaction they have with other people over and above the interaction that they maybe have with your stuff, right? So again, if you can build a community, if that's what you do well, then you shouldn't be afraid of that. You may need to lean into that and embrace it, and then to leverage it into putting people into a way that you can serve them, and that they can give access to all of your learning content in your learning center. Again, you can have your learning center inside of your platform. You can have your community happening, let's say in a chat, right? It doesn't have to be a I post here. It doesn't have to look like Facebook. So don't be bound by anything you've seen. It is wherever you have robust conversation with your customer, and that your customers have robust and productive conversation with each other. Now, if the conversation you're generating devolves into Facebook, then I'm going to say that's not even going to be helpful. And so just to have people interacting with each other and talking to each other, um, most people are oriented still toward Facebook, and it's kind of hard to make sure that people kind of orient it and rewire their brain to interact again correctly in the way you want them to interact. Now, again, You might want there to be a more social element. It really depends on what you want to do, right? So, all I'm saying is that if you're looking to build out that learning center this year, one thing to consider is maybe leading with community if that's how you're wired. I'm wired to teach and train. I'm not wired toward community as much as I am teaching and training. And so I lead with teaching, and I still think that you should have a training element that you lead with. Okay, so let's move on. I do want to talk about 2024 um, 2024 training. This is primarily for Ultimate Insiders, but it is going to be relevant to everybody who's here. I'm going to continue with the Saturday Q&A. It's going to continue to be community-wide. It's a habit now, right? So it's just and I just like doing it. I like being able to meet with you all and just kind of talk internet marketing and shoot off my mouth about some of this stuff. And and so that's going to continue. And most of the time, I'm going to take questions. Every so often, like tonight, I might have to talk through some things, but that's going to be rare. I'd much rather have your questions than me pontificating about internet marketing. Um, the midweek's always going to be private, so that's always going to be directed for. It's going to be my midweek training is for Ultimate Insiders. I will give people who are not Ultimate Insiders the opportunity to buy into that training. So it'll typically, there'll be a cost associated with it. It's always going to be free for Ultimate Insiders, but the training is always going to be. I will open it up to everybody as we go, and I'll kind of give you some insight on what we're doing. Um, what I'm doing this year is I'm going back through a number of you already have our 52-week session where I basically gave you PLR to do your own workshop for 52 weeks. And the way that that training kind of works is that I took 12 principles and I taught them one by one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I taught that once. Then I circled back to number one. And then, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I circle back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so that's the way that I did it. And so what I want to do this year is I want to focus on implementation. And so the way to do that is I'm going to take all the session ones, right? So every time that I taught on the subject, for example, position yourself as an educator, I'm going to take those 4 sessions and we're just going to spend a month on that, right? I'm going to spend a month on your market position. And again, this is about implementation this year. So I've already taught what it means. I've already taught the principles. They're already there. They're in the PLR. They're there and they're evergreen. They don't change. So I don't have to reteach this. All I'm really doing is helping you to implement. And this is again for Ultimate Insiders. I'm going to help you to implement market position and how do you position yourself as that reliable source of information in your sub niche, and so that you take the actions that are necessary to do that. And so again, when I start talking about doing this, if you're looking to build a brand inside the make money online niche, this is all overkill, right? So you don't have to do any of this if you're gonna build, let's say, a product brand, you're gonna launch on a regular basis. You don't have to do any of this. What you've got to do is you've got to figure out what's hot. You've got to figure out how to get affiliates on board, and then you got to launch. And that's what the make money online space is. Now, again, I'm not saying that's less than. I'm saying that that's not what this is. And so I've kind of covered that. I'm going to talk about that here at the end. I'm going to spend 4 sessions on doing a weekly workshop. So we're going to talk about that at length. And so are you taking the steps toward doing that? And so again, instead of, doing that once every 12 weeks, I want to condense it all into one session and focus on implementation. Principle number 3, launching on a regular basis, kind of figuring out what your launch schedule is. If you are an author, right? If you are an author, you need a launch schedule. You need to have a schedule that you're going to be on to release books. And now, I mean, if you're Stephen King or if you're whoever, right? You might need to. I mean, I know Stephen King writes every single day, and he's pretty much on schedule. And if you've watched him over the years, lots of authors are that way. And if that's going to be the way that you generate an income with your information and your expertise, you still need a launch schedule. You still need to be doing a product snowball. You should be like clockwork. You should be, if you launch a new book, and again, I'm stuck on books right now. I'm not talking about information products, which I should be talking about, but it's the same principle. If you're a writer and that's where you make your money and that's where you're going to get paid, then you got to get on a launch schedule. You got to be every 6 months like clockwork, or 4 months, or 3 months, or 2 months, if that's how you make your money. If you do it by information product, you got to launch. You've got to get into the process where you are creating something on a regular basis and asking for the sale. If you create assets and you are a consultant, right? Then you got to create a regular market position where you are asking for the sale on a regular basis. Whatever it is, creating a product snowball basically means I'm going to be regular. I'm going to be asking for the sale. Now, again, uh, um, I'm not teaching you something that I don't do. So everything that I'm teaching you here, everything I'm talking to you about here, these are things I do. So if you say, well, this guy doesn't believe any of that, I believe all this, right? This is what I do. So I can tell you it works because it's what I do. I'm not saying that you have to do it the way I do it. I'm saying that in absence of not having a process, if you don't have a process, you can transfer these principles into your niche. Now, you might have a process that's working. You might have a process that you are working through. This is going to be a process I'm going to teach our ultimate insiders. And we're going to implement this. Um, Developing a strategic marketing framework. What do I mean by a strategic marketing framework? And again, we're talking about implementation this year. Strategic marketing framework, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this right now, but you basically know I've taught this over the years. Even before 2020, I taught this. Um, USP, right? If you've heard me, I've talked about USP, making sure that when you launch something, it has upsells on the date of the purchase and cross sells so that I can get more stuff, right? Number one mistake I made, when I first got started is I have a download page, I have a member area, and I have nothing but affiliate links on there. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. Um, as I have said to you, I said to our ultimate insiders all the time, the money should be circulating in your business. So if I come to your download page, you need to have lots of stuff for me to buy. You don't know what I want. You don't know me. If I'm buying from you the first time, you should have everything in the world I can possibly get. And if it doesn't happen on your download page, it should be happening in your email. You need to be telling me about your stuff. Because if you send me off to think about this, how hard is it to get a customer and to get one to trust you? If you get somebody to trust you to buy your stuff, are you going to send them off someplace else? It makes no sense to me. Now, again, I know it's the way we make money in our business, and I do affiliate promotions and all that stuff. But again, I mean, those of you who've been watching my work, you know I do a lot less affiliate promotions because it doesn't make sense to me as much. Now, again, I have loyal partners. I promote their work. They promote my work. I have people that I've known for years, Tiffany Lambert, um, Vikram, Sajan, all those. I've known these guys, right? And so I would almost consider them to see Aurelius. I consider them almost like to be, kind of people that I'm in league with. And so I don't really look at them necessarily as competition. I don't look at myself as sending them off to sending you off to die if I send you something that they've got. But in general, I don't really do a lot of affiliate promotions, especially in software. And this is a reason why. Why would I work hard to bring you into my marketing funnel, and then shove you off someplace else, not even knowing what they're going to be teaching you, when I actually think you should be doing this. I believe in my heart that I don't care what you're doing elsewhere, quite honestly, right? I don't know what anybody else is teaching you. I have no idea. My belief is you should be doing this. But this in my heart of hearts right now, I think if under your side of my voice, you're an internet marketer, Whether you are an advanced or you're an intermediate, I don't care who you are. What I'm telling you today, right now, I sincerely believe in my heart, this is what you should be doing is building a brand bigger than the make money online space, right? Participate in the make money online space, but don't rely on it. Strategic marketing framework, content factory, a unique point of view. I'm going to spend 4 sessions on that. Building a massive network, very important. Um, every day your network should grow, every single day. There should not be a day that your network should not grow by one person. I know that's hard work. It's hard work. And you ought not go. Now, Dan Kennedy says you ought not go to bed until you've done something for new business. And I believe that. And I try to practice that. What I have added on to that from a personal perspective, I know that if I can grow my network by one person, I may not do business with that person today, but if I can figure out how to serve that person, I can figure out how to make that person like my friend, and I can figure out how to be a friend to that person, if I can figure out how to find out what they're into, if I can find out how to just kind of be normal and human with that person, I know that even if, right, even if if let's say all my affiliate partners get mad at me tomorrow, if my network is growing every single day, then then I know that regardless of what happens, I'm going to be in good shape. And that's what I believe you should be doing too. We're going to be talking about that this calendar year. Your network, your personal and professional network, you should be building it. If you add on, let's say that you took what I said personally, take it as a challenge. Let's say you didn't do any other principle, and you decide, okay, you know what? Every day I'm going to grow my professional network by one person. Every single day, my personal and professional network. That would mean then by this time next year, the number of people that you have interaction with on a business level would grow by 365. That means 365 opportunities for growth that you didn't have last year. And so building a massive network is it's not extra. It's not it's not like some, and it's not new. It's not even it's not something that I just came up with or something I dreamed up. I teach it, but it's not new. Harvey McKay, and I quote this book often, wrote the book Dig the Well Before You're Thirsty. I mean, if you have never read that book, you should read it. Some of it's really corny, but I'll tell you what, part of it really is basically you got to have friends before you need them, right? For those of you who are religious or you're Christian, there's a guy in Luke 16 that kind of talked about, he's building relationships before he needed them. Um, there's a book called and again, I've talked about the concept, but Chet Holmes wrote the book about Ultimate Sales Machine, and in that book, he talks about Dream 100. Russell Brunson quotes that all the time. He built his business around that. Our personal and professional network has to grow every day. And so you might kind of feel like I'm harping on this. I don't care what AI does, quite frankly. I don't care what AI does. I don't care what the social media platforms do. What I'm talking about right now is bigger than social media. It's bigger than Instagram, bigger than your following, bigger than having all that stuff, because your personal and professional network has to grow every single day by any means necessary. Um, become a media mogul, master one form of traffic, buy everything. So in other words, if you're going to do Facebook organic this calendar year, forsake all others, stop listening to people talk to you about LinkedIn and YouTube and all this other stuff. You get all the money you can afford to spend on education on Facebook organic, and you buy and implement everything. There's no other way. You figure out, and then again, you may not know what you want to do. Pick one, right? If you decide, hey, you know what, I really like YouTube. Don't do YouTube because everybody says you got to have a YouTube channel. Everybody says you got to have faceless YouTube channel. Don't do it because of that. If you don't even like YouTube, I would not do it because of that. There's one of our, one of our kind of things is that, well, hey, you can do a great job on YouTube. Well, now if you don't like it, Now, if you dread putting stuff together on it, um, find something you like. And if you have $50 extra, right, in your from that your let's say your online business gives you um uh $100. You take 50 of that every month and put it toward learning how to do that one form of traffic, whatever it is, right? If I mean, and some of you all are working full time. And so, you if you cut back and just do one less meal out, right? Take that $50. I mean, can you go out for 50? Can you go out anymore for $50? I don't know if you can. Maybe you can't really go out for $50. You can't even go out for $50 here in Central PA. But take that $50 and you learn the one thing. If Instagram is going to be your thing this year, forsake all others. Don't do anything else. Master Instagram. If that's going to be your form of traffic, stop listening to everybody else. Get off of I mean, I'm not saying get off a list. Stop trying to do everything. Until you learn your form of traffic, you got to master one form. Master it. For me, this year it's going to be YouTube. And it's not because everybody's saying you got to have a YouTube channel. It's a natural fit for me. So whatever it takes, I'm spending. I'm listening to anybody and everybody, and I'm going to have my own system. And because, and I will tell you this personally, I'll tell you this personally. Uh, I love my affiliate relationships. I don't want them to have the pressure of having to, um, that if they don't promote, oh my goodness, why didn't you promote? I don't want to be like that with them. I have respect for all of my affiliate partners, and I don't want to be, and I don't pester them, right? So if somebody says I'm going to promote for you, Charles, and tomorrow, and they don't, I don't want to be watching them. I don't want to be, hey, I just wanted to let you make sure you knew you need to be promoting me. I don't want to, I don't want to do that. So, but at the same time, though, I'm not a fool. I still want traffic. So I need to develop a form of traffic that I'm in control of. And to some degree, you could say YouTube, I'm not necessarily in control of, but I want more control over that, over my traffic I can turn on and off. So I'm going to learn it. This is my calendar year. I'm going to buy everything. I'm going to read everything. I'm going to watch everything, take everything, past, present, and future. I'm going to learn everything there is to learn about how I can sell PLR on YouTube. Right? That's it. I'm not worried about Instagram. I'm not worried about LinkedIn. I'm not worried about Facebook. I'm not worried about any of this other stuff this year. And I'm not saying you have to do YouTube. I'm saying pick one. And whatever you got in your pocket, whatever you got in your spare time, stop goofing off on social media, going commenting on stuff, messing around, trying to, don't get out of all that stuff and focus on the one form of traffic you're gonna do, right? If you're gonna focus on, let's say, affiliate traffic, right? You're gonna focus. I'm going to live and die by affiliate traffic. I'm gonna grow my affiliate network. I'm gonna focus on that this year to get out all this other stuff. Learn everything you can, get to know everybody you can, focus on that one thing. Okay. Get into production mode. Now, you might think that, well, that should kind of be elementary. We're going to spend 4 sessions on that, but because there's certain things, there's certain elements to my workflow. And I just told my wife today that, yeah, I just reread Dr. Goldrat's book, The Goal, and I reread that book reread that book once a year, about theory of constraints, and I can see problems with my workflow. And that I have read that book 10,000. I've read that book so many times. I've talked to you about it. And this was for the first time I saw some problems with my workflow. And it did not occur to me until I read that. And so there are elements that we can all improve on to be more productive. There's probably more time in a day to be with family, to get the work done, to grow the business, to grow our network. There's more time than we have. And so some of it is not even goofing off on social media, which all of us do. Some of it is not getting caught in the YouTube hole, which some of us do. All of us probably do. Some of it is the way we structure the work. And some of us do not necessarily structure our work in a way to get the right things done. And there are scientific processes that I think that if we can learn them, I'm going to be teaching these things during Get into Production Mode. And again, it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily right about this, but I am going to teach this from the perspective and theory constraints, because I think if you can kind of get that, you might be able to control your workflow a little better. Okay, so building a learning center, I've been talking to you about that for 4 years. I'm just going to talk about 4 sessions, and you got to have you should be putting all your PLR, all your greatest stuff into a library. It should be organized according to your niche. You should be adding to it every day, and it should be huge. It should be valuable. It should be worthy right now. Right? If you're an ultimate insider, you have enough right now. You should be charging. You should be you should at minimum you should be charging $47 a month, right? You say, well, why don't you charge $37? It's because I sell wholesale, and that's so that you can, right? And so I've got my pricing model on purpose the way it's supposed to be, but you should be right now. If you have 15, 20 of our courses, I think you could ask for, if you're marketing right, you're bringing the right people into your marketing funnel, and you are wrapping around it, right? Maybe you might need to wrap that community around it. You should be able to make that sale. Right now, I can't say that, I'm guaranteeing you got to do it. If you become a multi insider, you're going to start doing this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that building a learning center is that first step. Um, Very important. And I just talked about this, creating a community around your ideas. We're going to spend 4 weeks about this. I may push this up, right? It really comes around the 10th thing that we do. I might push this up to the top because, again, very important. Some people are building communities, and that's how. Think about this. Let me kind of put a bug in your ear. What's the one thing AI cannot imitate? Just about anything that we can do, AI can imitate. The one thing AI cannot imitate is genuine conversations that you have with your customers and your prospects, and that your customers have with each other. And people value that. People want real connection. And so, can you create that? Can you make that part of your business? Because I'm thinking that if you can, you might not have to sell the library, right? You may not have to sell the learning center. You may have the experience that people want, and that might be your USP to your community. And it doesn't matter what your market or niche is. You teach people how to build their business, yes, but some people just like being involved with other people. Can you build that? And if that's the case, you might be building a community around your ideas that may be the thing to help you to make the sale. Raise and build an affiliate army. That's basically taking your customer base, turning them into your affiliate army, and then defining and promoting your core ideas. That's taking all your core principles. Now you're looking at mine, right? You were looking at my core principles. These are the things that I do. These are things I believe. These are things that, if you were to cut me, right, you to cut me open, these are the things that I would teach you. I would say that you and I should be doing every single day. These are my core principles. And so my question is to you, if you're watching this, the same as to the ultimate insiders. What are your core principles? So you're involved in internet marketing, you're involved in life coaching, you're involved in personal development, you're involved in weight loss, you're involved in some of you are involved in more spiritual endeavors. What are your core principles? What are the things that cannot be violated if I were to come into your space? You got to define that. You have to kind of start talking about that. It should be all over. You got to start putting that on the internet. And so one of the things we're going to be talking about during those 4 sessions is how we can start doing these core principles, publishing, right? Putting them into books, information products, licensing. And I'm not talking about PLR in this case. And I've been talking this up with Ultimate Insiders, but I want you to be able to, I want the our Ultimate Insider Group, to think broader than PLR. I'm talking about taking your best ideas, putting them into a published volume, and then telling other people they can use it, but it won't be like PLR because it's going to have your name on it. And if you think other people don't do that, they do it every day. I mean, that's why, I mean, colleges go get textbooks. Franklin Covey did it every day, right? We still go and get Franklin Covey materials because they're Franklin Covey. And so anybody can create a licensing brand, right? And that's where we're going to be going. We're going to be talking about that when we talk about defining and promoting our core ideas, because that's the next level, right? That's really one of the next levels of this whole information marketing game, which is becoming the brand, becoming the name, and then saying, not only can you use my content, you can use my content, but it's got my name on it. So we're not talking about rights and all the other stuff. We're talking about you use my content, you go teach your people, teach my principles, whatever your principles are, right? Defining and promoting your core ideas. On an ongoing basis this year, now I've already, one of the things I took great pains and to do this year, that, and this was for for the Ultimate Insiders. The reason I did this was because some people are going to need an off ramp. Because if you need cash, right, and you just got to make some cash, then you need to be able to choose an adventure at some point, right? You may not be able to take 52 weeks to build a brand. You might need to have something happen faster than that. I did PLR Boss Live, and that's basically how you can do your own MMO launch. That's done. It's free to all Ultimate Insiders. And I think I made it available. It's $97 if you want to pick it up on plrshow.com/PLR Boss Live. And it's how to launch a PLR product, how to launch an MMO product. Everything I know, I taught you. So if you just have to, like, if an Ultimate Insider has to get, because it's free to Ultimate Insiders, I say that right now, but you can still get it too. And if you just got to launch to get cash, right? That, because that's what the MMO market does. Doesn't, you don't have to have a brand, right? You don't have to have this big reputation. You just have to have something helpful at the moment that people need it. You can launch something. And that's what I taught in PLR Boss Live. So that's a business model that it's a temporary business model. You may not have the time to go through all 52 of this thing. I need some cash. What am I going to do? You can do PLR Boss Live. I've already put that aside. This week, right now, I just launched affiliate marketing, and it just so happens that that course becomes I gave that course to Ultimate Insiders this month. There's a reason I did that, is because now I'm doing the DFY, I think tomorrow night. I will probably teach beyond that. And the reason I might go beyond one session for that course is not because I'm trying to add on or anything like that. It's really for Ultimate Insiders so that they can recruit their own affiliates for their product, and so that they can be affiliates for mine. That's the reason why I'm doing it. And so I might take longer than one session to teach affiliate marketing, because I want Ultimate Insiders to be able to promote Ultimate Insider, right? I want them to know how to do that. Also want them to be able to recruit, to train their own affiliates for their own product. That's the purpose of that course. And when I get done, that's what that course is going to do. So you might be thinking, well, it's a regular DFY Live Masterclass. He's just talking about affiliate marketing. If you're watching this, it's not just going to be that course. I'm just telling you that right now. It's going to be more personal. I'm going to teach you everything I know about affiliate marketing in that DFY. Now, once again, if you're an Ultimate Insider, you don't get it because you're going to have it. But I'm going to teach you from my perspective. So I'm not going to be teaching as if I were an instructor, like I typically do PLR. It's not going to have personal references in it, so you will have rights to it. But I'm going to be teaching you from my perspective. Again, my way doesn't necessarily have to be like the only way to do affiliate marketing. But I will tell you this: I've done okay, and when I want to compete, I will. Just so you'll know, right? So I don't compete for leaderboards and all that stuff. But if I get serious about a promotion, I will get serious about it. And those of you who've been with me any length of time, you probably know when I'm serious about a promotion, and when I'm doing it, to kind of inform you that something is available that'll be helpful to you. But when I get serious about a promotion, I know how to get serious. I'm going to teach you that. And that's what that's what this DFY is going to be about, maybe more than one session. Now, again, the reason I'm doing that is really for the ultimate insiders, so that let's say that something's not working out and they got to get involved in affiliate marketing. I want ultimate insiders to be able to get inside of that course, start promoting something to get cash. Period. Right? It's not some big grand scheme. If you gotta just figure out how to do it. How's Harper doing it? How's he doing it? I'm gonna teach you that. That's what that DFY is going to be about. So if you don't have DFY, if you don't have the affiliate marketing course, that's going to be the only way you're going to be able to get it, by the way. So this is going to be that's going to be the one course I'm not going to put outside of. You're going to have to get volume 7, and you're going to have to get that course, or you're going to have to be an ultimate insider to get it. That's the only 2 ways you're going to be able to get that course, just so you'll know. So that course is going to be more than one live session. I'm not putting it on the sales page. I'm not promising. I'm not going to put all that on the sales page. I don't really, just don't want to put all that on the sales page. And so, and I will teach you what I know about affiliate marketing. Okay. Expertise monetization playbook is about System.io. That's a series, right? I'm going to go through that. So those of you who are you want to do that, you want to sell that as an affiliate, make sure you get all the courses in that series. Now, again, I've given Ultimate Insiders Volume 1. It's really up to them if they want to get Volume 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because not everybody who's an Ultimate Insider wants to do System.io. They don't want to sell it. I had one friend say, no, I'm not selling System.io. I think it's, I don't really like it, which is fine, right? But anybody that wants to market that platform as an affiliate, you're going to be able to get that, get the first 2 courses in the series, and you're going to be able to be in a good position to market that as an affiliate. That's really, again, for Ultimate Insiders. Video Academy Boss is about GHL sub accounts. I'm going to get into that here in a minute. It's 7:45. I'm running long, so I'm sorry about this. And then again, so that's the online brand building that we're going to be doing in the training. I do want to talk a little bit about the masterminds. I'm going to do a different tier of Ultimate Insiders if I can ever get Teachable to, if they will ever kind of help me with the, there's a technical thing that they have not done yet, right? And so there's one part of this I can't do yet. What's the next step after building a learning center and community? And it really is, and this is where you become the platform. Right. So this is where you become the platform. What does that mean? System.io and Go High Level, they're different kind of platforms, right? And I have looked at these platforms. I'm not saying that they're the best in the world. I'm not saying that, I love them or anything like that. Here's what I'm saying to you. They allow you to be a platform by yourself. And I think that ultimately, if you're starting talking about, well, where am I trying to go with this business? What's my vision? What is, if you're trying to figure out where you're going, how can I go up? What's the next level up for me? What's the next level up for you once you go there? And I think that once you start to get recurring income, once you get customers coming in, you get them coming to your learning center, you build community around them, they're starting to pay you on a regular basis. The next step for you is to become a platform. That's the next step for you. So learning center and learning community, that's one level, right? Recurring income. The next level up is for you to be the platform. And so basically, what are you talking about when you mean the platform? You're doing exactly what I'm doing right now, right? You're using Go High Level and System.io in the very same way that I'm using it personally. So basically, okay, so they give you video hosting. It's a really expensive way to host your courses. I think Go High Level. And the other thing is, both these platforms have no price protections, right? So they could go up tomorrow. Now, here's where you get the benefit. You go to the next level in your coaching business because what are you doing? What you're doing for your customers? You become the supplier of websites, funnels, and other stuff. So that's the next level up. And so when you can afford that payment and it makes financial sense, you don't want to send people to the platform. You want to be the platform because the other way to do this is to send them to be off through an affiliate link to, you know, and again, I have nothing against Wishlist Member because I know Tracy, right? He's not the owner of that, and I love Wishlist Member. I still pay for it. I'm just saying to you that before you send somebody off to a platform and you send them as an affiliate, you should be the platform first. And so instead of sending people, your customers that you work hard for, to go to a platform, you let them pay you to be the platform. And so basically, that's the next level up for you. And that's one of the reasons why we started creating Video Academy Boss and those videos on the Go High Level platform. And I'm redoing them now. The reason I'm redoing them now is because one of the things that I've been thinking about is what happens when, let's say, an ultimate insider, let's say they graduate and then they go get their own Go High Level account and they start distributing websites, right? Let's say they're going to make that 497 payment a month and they're going to start giving websites to people themselves. Well, how are they going to train their people? That's what they're going to use my Video Academy Boss videos to do. They're not going to have to train their people because I'm going to develop these videos over the next calendar year so that you're going to be able to take those videos. You're going to be able to train your people how to get on that platform, how to use a sub account. Now, right now, you might just have a sub account that we're providing for you, and it will show you how to use these sub accounts. And that's what those videos are for. But let's say that you graduate. Let's say that you move up and you decide, okay, you know what? My next step up, I'm going to get my own Go High Level account. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing my own. I'm going to start giving people their sites myself. And if that's the level up that you choose, then we're going to help you to do that with our video series, Video Academy Boss. Um, okay, yeah, and so they're basically, um, let me see. I think I redid that. So let me, okay, so System.io allows you the same thing. Now it's less expensive and it does less, a lot less, right? So, but the price is less. So I think that if you can get three, you can give people three websites with Go High Level. I think that's $97 as of right now. That's either going up in price, just so you'll know, um, or the 497 one where you can give unlimited ones. And but I think System Unlimited is 97, right? So it gives you some of the same things. And so that's what I'm kind of giving you in expertise monetization playbook. So if you want to be a platform and you want to be that platform with System.io, you're going to take our videos and use them that way. So you can get expertise monetization volume 1. I gave that to Ultimate Insiders, but just in case of people who want to go on, they want to pursue selling this, they want to be a platform, they want to give people access to System.io. I say get all of our videos, right? Because that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to help you to be the platform, to be the distributor, not just to be like this seller, right? Uh, Dan Kennedy talks about the difference between selling something and prescribing something. You and I, and what I'm trying to help our Ultimate Insiders to do is to be a prescriber and not just a seller. Because when you're a seller, people kind of put you off like this when they know you're selling something. But when you prescribe something, think about this. And I'm borrowing this example from Dan Kennedy. So if you've heard it, and I might butcher this example, but I think you'll understand what I'm saying. When you arrive at the doctor and the doctor tells you, they take a look at you and they say, you know what? You've got 70% blockage. Get up on the table. We're wheeling you into surgery right now. You're not gonna, if that's a doctor and he's been practicing heart surgery for years, you're not gonna question it. He's not trying to sell you anything. You're saying he prescribed that to you. And that's the position you want to be in with your customer. You want to be whatever your niche is. So some of you all, your niche is personal development. Are you in a position to prescribe? So when you tell your customer in the same vein, right, in the same spirit, whatever the equivalent is in your niche of you got 90% blockage, get up on the table, wheeling you into surgery. Because at that point, you don't care about the cost. You don't care about whatever the guy says. You don't care. If he said you need to go into surgery, you're going. And so you want to have that position with your customer, whatever your market or niche is. And that's really the idea around being the platform. You're putting yourself in a position to prescribe as opposed to just selling something, right? Again, nothing wrong with selling something. We all need sales skills, but marketing is positioning. It's putting ourselves in that position and becoming this person to prescribe. And so that's what we're going to help you to do. If you want to do that with System.io, you want to be in a position to prescribe, that's what this series is about. Most Ultimate Insiders are not going to do this. So that's why I just gave you volume 1, if you're an Ultimate Insider. But you don't want to get volume 2. You don't want to get the System.io fundamentals. You don't have to, because you're not going to sell it as an affiliate. That's not where you're going. That's not your vision. Your next tier up might be to get your own go high level system, right? That might be your next tier up. As soon as you can afford that $497, you're going to get it, and you're going to start giving it to your own customer base. Okay. So again, what the system program does, allows you to pay $97 to do basically the same thing. And I'm going to be showing you that inside of Expertise Monetization Playbook. However you do it, if you're talking about where's the next step in your business, where am I going to go beyond once I get this learning center? Because you got to get that, right? You got to start building the recurring stream of income. That's got to be priority. That's why we're doing the 52 weeks. We're implementing. It has to be a priority. And because there's no other reason to be in this business. There's a whole lot easier ways to make money. A lot of you all are got master's degrees, college degrees, PhD degrees. You should be teaching online. There's a lot easier ways to make money than doing this. But if you want to build something that can grow with you, that you can sell off, that you can give to somebody once it's done, got to build a platform, got to get recurring income first. That's the first level. And then once you go to in the platform, define and promote your core ideas. And once you do that, you build a platform around that, right? Again, I'm not telling you if you recognize, you can see every element of what I'm telling you and what we've been doing. Right? So I'm not telling you something. I'm not preaching to you something I'm not doing. I'm not preaching to you what I don't practice. Everything I've told you about tonight, it should be visible that you've seen I'm doing it and I've done it. Okay, so here's what I'll say to you. If you decide to go high level, you're going to go and get the go high level. Make sure you do it through our link. Make sure you do it through our link, and then let us know when you do. Right now, I'm not saying you should be going to get it. Please don't go get it if you're not ready for it, because that's the next step up. That you may not be there right now. If you haven't gotten recurring income, you don't need to be thinking about going to get something like Go High Level, because you're not going to sell your way to do this. You're not going to sell your way through this. Now, and if you go on the YouTube right now, I'd say 95% of the videos, and even in the Go High Level group, 90% of the people, they are local businesses, or they're trying to get local business customers and clients. That's not our vibe. We're not even trying to do that. That's not our game. That's not the game we're playing. And so I'm going to be teaching that. I'm going to be putting that publicly on YouTube as to what this business model really means. You and I are not, most of what's on YouTube right now does not relate to you and I. I'm just telling you. So you go there, you try to watch videos, and let me see what this Go High Level is. It's not going to make sense to you. It's not going to sound like anything I just told you, because it's not for information marketers. They didn't create it for that. A lot of stuff I'm doing, I'm having custom coded. I've got to flip it And so when you decide to go get it, if you mastermind with me, then you're not going to have to go through some of the stuff that I went through and I'm still going through to get this thing to work for information marketers and to become that for us. Right. So again, so if you go get system.io or you go high level and you get it through our link, please let me know. Right. Let me know you did that and then contact me. But don't just go run out and get it just because I mentioned it, because you think it. So if it's not part of your business model right now, the number one thing you got to be focused on right at this moment, if you don't have it, right at this moment, has got to be recurring income. Right? You got to get that down. And so that's really going to be the focus of 2024. Um, Naturally, I think that the best way to do that, all of this, is to become an ultimate insider. And so that I think is the most important element of all of this, and I think that that is where I can serve you best. That's where I can serve you most. That's where I'm motivated to serve you. That is where uh, I can give you my best. And so you and I will sit down. We'll talk about what it is you want to do. And the way this works is that I've got a lot of stuff in there. There's typically one thing, right? And I will tell you one thing because because here's what happens to us. If you try to look at it, and I've done this, right? I joined two things this year, and I didn't figure it out until later on. I said, okay, all this stuff, what am I going to do? I'm just going to do one thing. I'm gonna get this for one thing. I'm gonna focus on one thing inside of one thing. And so if you focus on one thing, and that's why I do an onboarding call, I'm gonna help you to focus on the one thing inside there that'll help you to get what you've got to get. Um, if you focus on one thing this year, one calendar year, more than likely, Laurel and I can help you. I'm really confident. I can't guarantee you that, but I'm pretty confident if you know one thing, and we can get you to focus on one thing and you keep doing that one thing, if you really focus on the one thing we talk about in your onboarding call, again, I cannot guarantee you anything. I'm pretty sure if you focus on the one thing we talk about, you can get where you want to go, right? That I sincerely believe that. So um become an ultimate insider. That's where I can serve you best. Yes, you're gonna get one full funnel every month at PLR. And I don't believe you shouldn't be redoing my voice. In fact, and I came across this week, and I might sound like a tyrant when I say this. Please don't change the titles of my videos when you put them in your thing. Don't start doing that stuff. Put them in when I create the titles, they are created so your customer will know what they're about to watch. Don't change the titles. Don't do that stuff with the videos. I know you want to rebrand it. You want to put your stamp on it. You want it to be personal. You want it to sound like you. Don't do that. It's not what that's for. Market your learning center. Market your market position. Focus on that stuff. Don't start revoicing videos and look at the transcript. I'm going to put in my own voice. I'm going to be the one. I'm going to put it in AI and do all that stuff. Don't do that. All right. That's my opinion. You can do that you want, right? Now, there are no rules against it, but I'm just saying, please don't do that. Focus on marketing position, focus on recurring income, focus on getting your learning center up and running and getting that recurring payment. That's where your focus has to be. So again, plrshow.com/insiders. And again, we just released our PLR. Now again, affiliate marketing volume 7. Now, Ultimate Insiders, you already have this. So you don't have to get it. If you're watching this and you're an Ultimate Insider, you do not have to get this. It's already in your library. I put it there. This afternoon. Now, if you join after this afternoon, you might not have gotten it, but you can go into your member area. You can add it to your library. But if you're an Ultimate Insider, you were an Ultimate Insider this morning when I added it, or this afternoon, you do not have to get this. Do not buy this. Right? This is only for you if you're not an Ultimate Insider yet, which again, I think you should be, but if you're not an Ultimate Insider yet, and this is the only way that you can get the affiliate marketing training I'm doing. Now, when you get to the sales page, it's only going to have one session on there, the one I'm doing tomorrow night. But I'm telling you personally, if you're listening to this, you're watching this, that training, I'm going to personally teach you my perspective. You might say, well, I don't think you're that great of an affiliate marketer, Charles. Well, you could say that, right? But I will teach you what I know. And that's the perspective of that course. Okay. Um, I'm sorry I really have time for a lot of questions tonight. I've gone long. I knew I had a lot to talk about. My main focus for tonight is I needed to talk about the training I'm gonna do for Ultimate Insiders this year. So that was really the point of today, and I think I promised them that early this week. I said I was gonna do that, and I really want to get kind of into what it is that we are going to do this year. So everybody, um, I uh, uh, I appreciate you all so very much. I realized that when I was sick, I really just appreciate you all and appreciate having you all out here tonight. You all could have been doing anything other than spending this time with me tonight. And I just want to say I appreciate you all. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Uh, Russell, if you right, Russell, can you send me a message in support? I'll tell you where you can get what you need. Just send me a message and I'll message you back. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you very much for hanging out with me here. Have a great night, a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.